over the smite is on up. Obviously, again, it's the same kind of strategy that Gen G did. So they don't give the smite to the actual jungle, which in this case would be a Xing on the Charlotte. They give it to Pei. So if you knock out Pei here, then and the neutral objectives come up, you're donezo.
Yeah, this might be a tough spot, right? I think that, I mean, if like, look, this is Up's thing. We've seen it with on the Pei. He's able to do the damage. If they're able to kind of just chase onto you and then just go like high impact. Plus you have the Celestial Melody that can kind of help you out with that Tiger Pounce. The Tiger Farm. So you have ways, right? And to get that farm, I think as a farm laner with Up, I think that you might have a better chance. But we'll see, as it looks like he's just going to be the jungle.
Yeah, no, it's going to be very interesting to see how this actually plays out. I mean, we know historically how it plays out for Gen G. Currently, this kind of strat is about a 50% win rate. And obviously, way more convincing the first time around they displayed it. But this is Impunity's time to shine, maybe. Maybe this is their key for their game to victory. But when we look at it, you've got the Guan Yu, right? So even if Pei goes in there, we can still see the Razor Cavalry come through just to kind of push him around, get that gank from the backline, which we saw from Nova do yesterday, as well as Blacklist. So it's going to be interesting to see how these team fights plan out, because right now it's looking very chaotic how the team fights are playing out in my mind. But CY going in for a bit of a commit here onto Xiao Lin, does a lot of damage, forces the Princess Frost out of the team fight.
I mean, CY, though, he's just playing it to the limits. Very risky, especially early, where you're kind of not that strong. He's going to get Eye of the Storm back. He will be fine. Sorry, Sea of Fate back. But it's one of those things where, you know, playing to the limit, CY, you got to get the guy as much farm as possible, because he will be your win condition. And you're talking about how Xuan has that potential to just, like, change the entire dynamic of the team fight with his positioning removal. Is going to be huge, right?
Oh,
I think you have to be super careful wherever he is.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that Organ really counts on is obviously he needs those two like solid items. He needs the Blazing Cape. He needs the Eye of the Phoenix as well for the HP regen. But I do like the fact that it's been paired with the Xiao, because we've already seen it already. I mean, Devastating, Blazing Brilliance, not going to claim any kills, but it is going to make and get Xiao Lin to recall there. But back on with the Xiao and the Organ combo is because you can just use that Eye of the Storm, right? And just go back in, just take him back to teleport and then come back in, and then you're just basically back up to scratch.
Yeah. And I mean, that's going to be the super annoying part, right? Because CY, you're thinking, he's close, and then he's able to sustain. He has all these like ways to kind of keep himself in the fight, and then all of a sudden now you have Wave Pit coming in with those, you know, the Sea of Fates to just teleport him back. It's going to be, it could be super annoying and demoralizing for Impunity. So they got to ensure that when they get him, they have the ability to stun lock him and to kind of knock him down with that high potential burst from Up, as well as X0.
Yeah, and we're already seeing a massive disparity in terms of the resources as well, right? So I mean, this is what Impunity really rely on, is the fact that they can get resource heavy early on, but they're already showing a falter here, about 1.4k at the 3-minute mark. Yes, we're seeing some 3-man rotations here, looking for a potential pickoff before they go for the neutral objectives. But, I mean, is the Xiao going to be that guy? Is it going to be the fourth guy? Oh, it's a Sea of Fate getting him out of there. The Eye of the Whirlpool does come through as well. First blood going over to Muchi. So we saw what the potential was for Impunity, but they did not get the result.
Wave Pit was like, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me and 3 of my friends, as he calls them out with the Eye of the Whirlpool. Like, that was the perfect play, the counter play going in. And he's just like, yeah, you think I'm just like a tiny little, weak little roamer? But no, when I got my buddies here, and they had that perfect play. Look at him. Wave Pit goes in. He's like, oh, disappears. You're my buddies. Boom! They all come in like the Avengers all at once out of that portal. They get first blood, and they kill your roamer.
Yeah, no, probably a very good setup here for the side of Nova Esports as well. I mean, nobody's really going to go for the Tyrants because there's no clear push in these lanes just now, but we could be seeing a potential setup of a brawl here. We do see Muchi's pushing the farm lane to the turret, which makes them have to go and defend that, right? They don't want to lose much health on their side lanes this early on, because that was the fault of Impunity in game 1, is letting the side lanes fall very early.
Yeah, but look, the invasion is on. Oh, X0 is already been killed. That's a huge window of opportunity for Nova Esports. Getting that kill, turning that in. I mean, they're contesting here. And, like, look, Up is doing whatever he can. but he's the jungler. He's level 8. He's falling behind CY. He's sticking around. And again, CY is just taking whatever's, whatever he can. He's invading, and now it looks like they're going to take the Tyrant.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to take the turret here. They've got the Tyrant for the side of Nova, and it looks like they're going to go for the Overlord for the side of Impunity. But they've got to watch out. The T1 down into the farm lane has gone, so those side lanes are starting to show their cracks. And with them not having a marksman, they can't quickly just go down there, get the wave clear through. I mean, their best form of wave clear in this whole comp is the Princess Frost, right? And that's using her ultimate, which you don't really want to do, is be using your ultimate at for the wave clear. You want to be using it for the zoning, for the team fight potential.
Yeah, I mean, it comes back to the draft for me. Like, if you're going to Dune, or you're going to use it in a way where you're not going to let it jungle, then it's gonna really struggle, right? It's not gonna be the traditional Dunes of like the tanky frontliner that does a lot of damage. You're putting him in an awkward spot. Like, I want to say he's like a glorified melee creep, but here we go.
The Razor Cavalry, like I said, the bully in for Megumi between two turrets as well. He's like, hey buddy, you may be thinking you're safe between this pizza slice of turrets, but you are no longer there. Xiao just absolutely dominated and moving around Megumi into the place where he needs him to be, not where Megumi wants to be.
Sir, Megumi, like he thought he was safe, but he's like, oh no, this is actually an employee-only area. But Zwan's like, no, I got the pass. I can go wherever I want. I'm on my motorcycle. I'm just gonna ride you out and push you away. And Megumi's like, no. Unfortunate for him, but Nova Esports coming out very strong and taking the D1 mid here.
Yeah, almost like as if Schwab was being awaited there. He's just like, hey sir, you ordered a Dolia? The Dolia hot right now? But yeah,
I took it to go.
You had to go, exactly. Yeah. But Nova Esports played that very well. I mean, Impunity struggling to get a kill on the board. And I honestly feel like this is down to, yes, the draft can be executed differently, but it's the whole point of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yes, global ban kind of forces your hero pool to be dwindled down. And yes, this is kind of a strategy that we've seen in KPL years ago. But these aren't KPL teams. These are global teams. And when you're used to something, it's going to be way better to go for your comfort picks into this one. Comforts like the Orgren, the Ali, the Xiao, the Guan Yu. Everything that works is on the side of Nova.
Yeah, and it comes back to the draft. I mean, Nova was like, here, take the Ogren. We're gonna pick up the Arlie ourselves, let you choose the Ogren first, the second and third pick. But they were like, no, we're not gonna take that. That's a bait. We're gonna take this one, and we're gonna take the Dune here. But now Dune really doesn't have a role, so it's like this really awkward positioning and timing for them.
Yeah, speaking of timing, X0 not having a great time in there. Dune gets taken down. It is the Death Precipice speed, not used just yet. He just gets slam dunked. He gets Kobe'd by the side of Nova. But it is going to be Xiaoling picking up the first kill for Imp with that Winter is here. But at what cost? You are trading one of your teammates, the Shuan, for the T2 into the mid lane as well as a T2 into the Clash lane. So already a lot of dominance here for Nova. I feel like for Impunity, if they want to come back here, they need to hold on to their high ground turrets with their life. And they need to get some farm up because they are behind by about 6k gold as well.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Schwan was being a little over-aggressive, a little bit upfront because he was kind of expecting Wave Pit to see him fade him out. I think that it was a little bit of a, like miscoordination on that one. I think that that's something that they'll probably look into because Sean's like, man, you let me die? How dare you? I had a perfect KDA until that.
He's like, beam me up. He's like, where? Get me out of it.
It's broken.
He just had no way out, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, you can't have a perfect game for Nova, but what can be perfect so far is how this game is going for them. With only one death, we're seeing there Up is being caught in the track. He has been the cat trapped in the box. And he gets taken down as well by Nova Esports once more. And right now, it's looking like a shaky game 2 for Impunity.
Yeah, and you're probably thinking, what is Up doing? He needs to farm. He needs to carry this game. But like literally at this point, somebody has to split push. Somebody has to kind of alleviate some of the pain. Obviously, if that's the case, then, if you had a traditional farm later, I think you would be in a decent spot because you're creating space. But now that farm is just going to go to like X0 or Ashing, which are kind of a little underwhelming in the sense that, like, if you're comparing apples to apples with another farm laner, right? It's just not the same thing. No. So I think that this is again, the draft is really killing me on this one.
Yeah, no, it's just, they're trying something. Maybe they're just trying it for in the group stages rather than like, hey guys, let's save this for the knockouts. Maybe it's just a little bit of a trial test to say, will this work against Nova? later on down the line. And the clear answer for me right now is no.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's clear cut. I could have told you in about 2 minutes in, but okay, they want to complete the scientific experiment. They'll do so, which is fine. I think, you know, it's still a situation. Don't get me wrong. They do have a little bit of room to kind of play around with. You know, Nova Esports not messing around. They're kind of taking the team vitality strategy of just, hey, we're playing everything that we want. We're gonna try our best strategies. Come and beat us.
Yeah, I mean, there's place and time to try this, right? I mean, these teams definitely have scrims, so that's, again, somewhere you probably want to try this. But like you said there, great example, Team Vitality, they've just basically picked everything that we know works, and it's worked for them. They have a clean sweep through to the group stages, and that definitely leaves a mark and an impression on some of these teams thinking that, hey, this is a top seed, and these second seed placements into the knockout stages, are going to be like, oh, I hope we don't get Vitality in the first round.
Yeah. I think it should be a bigger push for, you know, either of these teams, because they're both fighting for that top seed. Nobody really wants to play them. Sorry, Up just got killed there.
Yep, Heng goes down in an earlier round. So that is 2 members to the side of Impunity down. To the side, going into the 11-minute mark, we have Xuan a little bit too dived in deep there. He's not going to get the recall in time. The Sea of Fate was just a bit of a sea of late for now, but the higher ground turret does fall into the mid lane. It is currently Nova with their best foot forward in this game 2 for now.
Yeah, I like the fact that you call the Sea of Late, because it was definitely not on point. This is a good draft. The idea is just like next level, right? I think if Waypit were to hit all of those Sea of Fates, like this would be like sheer dominance, because Xuan would not have died twice.
No, speaking of dying again, Up was up for about a few seconds and now he's down. But we do see X0 go up as well, and Orgren slams him down. So this is going to be game 2 rolling through for Nova Esports.